Hi, we have a really fun topic today. I'm going to tell you how to get paid to house sit. But first, if you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Stephanie Perry and I'm a full-time house sitter. I quit my job when I was 41 to travel the world for a year. After that year was over, I wanted more, so I started house sitting. If you're here watching the video, that means you're probably interested in it too. So go ahead and subscribe to my channel and ring that notification bell and you'll get notified when I post a new video. Thank you. Okay, so first, what is house sitting? House sitting is just staying at someone's home and taking care of it while they are away traveling. The majority of house sits do include animals or pet sits, they're pet sits, but there are plenty of house sits where you don't have to take care of people's pets. Those house sits tend to be long. For example, maybe a retired couple has decided to travel for 3 months and they want someone in their home just to make sure that their home is not empty. They'll book a house sitter. So who can house sit? Anyone who's willing to take responsibility for someone else's property and stay in communication with that homeowner while they're away is eligible to be a house sitter. There are single house sitters, there are people who house sit as an entire family unit, and couples house sit together. There are house sitters who house sit long-term and full-time like I do, and there are house sitters who just house sit, during their annual vacation. All right, so how do you get started house sitting? Here's how I did it. I started house sitting through TrustedHousesitters.com. Now, Trusted House Sitters is a website where house sitters and people who need house sitters come together. However, with Trusted House Sitters, you cannot get paid. So any house sit that I book through Trusted House Sitters is an unpaid house sit. It's just my chance to travel and get free accommodation. I've done this in Mexico. I've done it up and down the east coast of the US. I've done it in and around London and Amsterdam. Trusted House Sitters is a large platform, and so there are house sits available literally all over the world. Trusted House Sitters is a good site to use when you want to house sit to travel. I find Rover.com a better house sitting site if you want to house sit and get paid for it locally. So if you live in an area and you want to just be available to house sit for people, then Rover.com might be a better choice, especially getting started out. Rover.com sets their own rates for house sitting. And you can only house sit through Rover in a country where you are legally allowed to work. So I can only use Rover in the United States. Rover.com sets their own rates for house sitting, dog walking, drop-in visits, but you can adjust them up or down. Most house sits through Rover pay approximately $25 to $35 per day. I've seen Rover list the same rates in Delaware and in San Francisco, so I don't know that they actually make any changes. I think they just have a standard rate. But as I said, you can adjust that. Just because the house sits through Trusted House Sitters are unpaid and the house sits through Rover are paid doesn't mean that I prefer Rover over Trusted House Sitters. As a long-term traveler who will stay in one area for months at a time, I found it really beneficial to me to book a house sit through Trusted House Sitters for free, get to that area, for example, Lake Chapala, Mexico, and then have that homeowner introduce me to a couple of friends. Any referrals that I get are my own business, and I can charge for those. So can you. So using a site like Trusted House Sitters doesn't mean that you're not going to get paid to house sit, but it does mean that you'll need to make some connections. The key is just to travel to an area that already has people who will need a house sitter. Retiree communities and communities with a lot of expats will be your best bet. They're generally pretty open and willing to introduce you to people who they think could also use your services. A third way to find house sitting clients is to advertise your services at veterinarians' offices and pet stores. And just ask if you can leave your business cards or put up a flyer. I was taking care of a dog and I had to take him to the veterinarian's office, and while I was introducing myself to the receptionist, another lady who was waiting in the front said, "Oh, you're a house sitter. Can I have your contact information? Can you house sit for me on these dates?" So it's just a matter of making sure that you're in the right place to start offering your services. Platforms like Trusted House Sitters and Rover make it really easy to communicate with potential clients and to get booked once you already have an excellent review. The problem sometimes comes from getting that first review. So I just want to run through a couple of quick tips on how to get your first review on these platforms so that you can continue to get booked thereafter. Just like with any other platform, you want to make sure that you filled your profile out completely. People are going to be trusting you with their homes and or their pets, and so you cannot try to hide. You're going to need to make sure that you have a profile that's fully filled out, including a profile picture, preferably a picture of you playing with or taking care of an animal if you're looking into pet sitting, and go through at least the first 3 verification steps if you're using Trusted House Sitters. They'll have you verify your identification. So I think I sent them a copy of my passport, and that gave me the first 3, I believe, steps of verification. I've since paid for the background check, but paying for a background check might not be necessary for you. I would say see if you can get booked without it at first, and then if there's a problem, add it on. I only added it on because one particular potential client asked me for it, but it hadn't been necessary up until that point. You'll also want to make sure that you take advantage of alerts on the house sitting platforms. Some house sits can be very competitive, especially long-term house sits or house sits where there are no pets to take care of. So you'll want to make sure that you're one of the first people to apply. Trusted House Sitters makes it easy by letting you set up alerts. I just choose cities or even countries and dates that I'm available for and set up the alerts. That way I get a notification on their app when someone posts a house sit that fits my criteria. I keep a template of my pitch letter so that it's very easy to apply for the house sit once it's posted. I just copy and paste, change the information to include the homeowner's name, the pet's name, the dates that they've specified, the city that they're in, and any special requests or needs that they've put in their posting. And then I'm able to send off my application right away and be one of the first people to apply. Like I said, for a competitive house sit, that's really important. I can send you a copy of the template of that newsletter. The link is in the description box. Just click on the link and then give me your email address and I'll shoot it off to you. My Trusted House Sitters membership is $120 per year, and obviously just one booked house sit totally pays for it. This is a membership fee that pays for itself. There are no fees to sign on with Rover.com. You just download the app and get started. The house sits that I book through referrals or through word of mouth give me a lot of flexibility in what I can charge, but I generally set prices based on what food is going to cost me for the day. So when I was house sitting in Mexico, I only charged about $10 a day because it's an inexpensive country and I was in an inexpensive part of the country, and $10 a day will get you plenty of tacos and cerveza. But my house sit outside of London paid me £25 per day. You can also charge extra for house sits that come with multiple animals or unusual responsibilities. So let me know any other questions that you have. You can ask away in the comments or find me on Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook at Vacarious. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.